Show me the ugly child. Show me the good-looking child.
I am from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I've actually grown up in Watford in Hertfordshire.
I'm originally from Mauritius, but I live in East London.
I'm from Jamaica. I'm from London.
I'm from Trinidad and Jamaica, and I'm from London as well.
I'm a professional makeup artist from Nigeria, but born and bred in London.
I'm from Thailand and I live in London, Crystal Palace.
Are feeling on the outside they're beautiful, but their hearts need healing. For too long they've been told lies and it's got in their head. We should be raising our sisters up, but instead colouring culture being treated like a trend, and your value and your worth is starting to depend. And you've got to trust, it starts with us. Living our girls, living our culture is a must. These girls ain't got to bust, these girls ain't got to change your minds and your views that we got to rearrange. People switching up more than the seasons. They be lying but still you believe them. Think the best in everybody cause you're decent, but you can't trust snakes nor pleasing. Why does it matter about shade? Why is any man saying I prefer my girl mixed race? You two are the same. Stop talking causing pain, take that shallow out your brain. Forget the emotion, I is my mantra. Forget that BS, I'm not talking propaganda. Cause ours is a race that they try and slander. But turning against our own was never the answer. Got me looking in the mirror like, yo, can't stand her. Feeling got damper, body filled with anger. I've realised, girls, this isn't the answer. Gotta change your mindset, ignore side threats. Don't see how bored I get, we ain't gotta connect. I don't need your respect. See, I'm black and I stay proud, living in a world full of...
I believe colorism to be a form of racial discrimination, but it's a bit more subcategorized. So it would be within the actual race, so be it by your actual skin color. We've been conditioned over the years to know that being fairer skin is more beautiful, more attractive. If you know, like back in the 1950s, 1960s, you would see a lot of white males, white females, they'd be advertised as the most beautiful on perfume adverts, on beauty adverts, fashion, and there wasn't really the promotion of darker skinned people.
Every single black girl in this world can relate to the fact that they've indirectly been affected by colorism. Because the thing is, nowadays, especially with the way things are moving forward, we could say, things like colorism, people are now, it's happening, but people still do it, but they do it in an indirect way because no one wants to offend anyone. So for example, like I said before, like Disney movies, that's a big thing. So growing up, I was watching a lot of Disney, a lot of Nickelodeon and stuff like that, and it was quite, except for the odd like Keenan and Kel and That's So Raven, like there was that really odd idea of like in Disney of, for example, when you look at more happy ever ending kind of stories, it's always like a white princess and a white this and a white that. So it was a thing where like I did go through, especially when I moved to Watford, I did go through a thing where I did look at the people around me and think, oh my gosh, I don't look like any of these people, like, I don't look like them. Like it's a thing where I've also been through a thing where I felt like if I changed the way I looked, in a sense, maybe it would bring more acceptance towards. So it's a thing that it's indirect. People didn't directly do anything to me and say change yourself, but it's a thing where I kind of looked at myself and looked at other people that were, especially somewhere like Watford, which is like a predominantly white area, and I was like, oh my god, I don't look like none of these people. Do they see that kind of thing? I don't know if they see that or not, but it was a thing where I guess I went through a thing where I felt like, you know, things like straightening my hair and wanting to, I don't know, like I actually went through a phase one time where I actually wanted to bleach my skin. I don't know why, but I was kind of like, I wanted to look, it was just the idea of enforcing. There was a time where light-skinned people were very idolized, so I wanted to feel pretty as well. I wanted to feel like I was pretty too. Thank God I snapped out of that phase. I never touched bleach in my life. I never actually went on with it. I never went through with it. I did straighten my hair though.
My niece, she's dark skinned, and at this moment in time she's experiencing colorism, and she already thinks that she's already wary that her friends who are lighter than her get treated a certain way and that boys like them and all that sort of. She's already aware of those sort of things. So, and I was quite surprised because I thought, wow, like I thought we're past that, but I only thought that because I was older, and but still very much within her age group. She's like 16 now. Colorism is a big thing, and colorism is still quite prevalent.
It's like I have shoots that are specifically asking for me because I cater to darker skinned people, because there's actually makeup artists out there that genuinely don't know how to work when it comes to dark skin. So over time my attitude has changed and it shifted to a more positive light.
So last summer I went to Thailand for a quick holiday back home, and I was looking through the supermarket where to get like a lotion, because after shower you need to cream yourself, and I couldn't find any cream that doesn't have whitening on the ingredients or the way they were advertised. So I bought a whitening cream lotion. I didn't mean to, I just didn't have any other options.
I don't need your respect.
Everything, when you look at black in general, people look at it in a negative way. In general, when people say evil, they think of darkness. When they think of good, angels, etc., they think of white. So it's like a thing where black in general as a shade has already been seen as a negative thing anyway. So I feel like it's looked, in terms of like relating it to colorism, I feel like people look at the darker shade in a negative way purely because lighter skin equals you're closer to the white race, you're closer to the good, you're closer to looking like a superior race kind of thing. But I like how lately people have been embracing, no matter what shade, no matter what colour, no matter what minority you're from, no matter what, even if you're not from a minority, no matter who you are, people are now embracing who they are regardless of their shade. So I really like that.
The white girls would be sort of chased around sort of thing. So I guess like your niece, I was kind of receptive to that. I kind of knew that if you're more white, you're better looking, but also I hated my hair. Oh my God. I wanted like silky hair that you could flip, do you know what I mean? Like that you could flip, or when you walk around with a ponytail and it like hangs down. Like I wanted that. So back in the day, I thought like, I didn't think black thing was necessarily a bad thing, but it wasn't something that I was proud of per se, like now.
So I got told that I was not as beautiful because there were other people around me who were more lighter skinned than me, close relations, and people would still say to me that I wasn't the most beautiful out of the people that they were comparing me to. So then I got trained into believing that because of the colour of my skin, which I still don't believe is even dark anyway, that I wasn't the prettiest out of everyone or the most beautiful. So I feel like that, I'm looking for the word. I think it's insecurity. I think that insecurity stayed with me.
I've seen it. So if I'm on set at a shoot and they're providing the foundations or anything, they wouldn't have a dark skin colour foundation. However, they would have colour foundation for a lighter skinned person or a white person. And it's just like, how come you can't? We're all human at the end of the day. Like, it's quite bad. So I'd have a model come on set and they don't have a dark skinned person's foundation. Like I've even seen in the newspaper recently, someone went, they were going on BBC and obviously you have your makeup done beforehand, and they didn't have her shade. They were using all sorts of other mixed up things and she just looked so out of colour, and it's just like, you should just have everyone's shade at the end of the day.
It says, assisted that in themselves. Can you recognise the comments and the lyrics? You believe what they're selling, you believe the things.
My mindset has changed when I basically came to UK, to London. I've seen more people with different colour skin tone, and even though I was young, I still wanted to be a bit lighter. I still prefer to have a lighter skin. But then when I started to go to school where like there's more people, there's more diverse, there's people with different colour skin tone, I kind of appreciate my own skin after that, because I've seen beautiful dark skin girl, I've seen the palest girl I've ever seen before, and she still looked beautiful anyway. So that's when I started to appreciate what I have and what I am.
It's something that's taught to them. They're taught, like when they watch things like Disney movies and when they watch like certain shows on TV, and the way like black was not always represented as something that you want to be or want to be proud of. Like being lighter or being white or being like a white blonde with blue eyes was like the ideal look. And I feel like within the, you know, everyone has that, there's always some sort of hierarchy in life. And I feel like with the black community, the hierarchy was the lighter shade, because they look at it as, oh my gosh, they're the lighter ones, they're closer to a superior kind of look.
Melanin is now a new thing where you can say your melanin is popping and people are appreciating more dark-skinned people.
That if I was able to speak to maybe younger girls who are perhaps subjected by this, or they feel a certain type of way that makes them feel like they are discriminated and they are victims of it, it's going to be a matter of being able to be persuasive enough in your speech to let them know that actually you are beautiful because you are black, or you're beautiful because you are Asian, or you're beautiful because you are coloured.
When we was younger, we didn't look at it as a bad thing. Like, we didn't even think like, oh yeah, calling someone blick was like proper oppressive towards them. We didn't think that. It was just kind of something you said and it was done. But like, when you grow up and you educate yourself on things, you start to realise that it just adds fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own opinion on what it is, but there's not enough to actually teach us and tell us this is what it is, this is how it goes, this is when you're going through it. You know, what they do for like rape, they do it for racism, so I automatically know this is wrong, that's wrong. But for colorism, people are kind of like, but it's not that, it's a minority thing, it's happening within the minority, who cares kind of thing. Because, you know, when it comes to like killing, black on black crime, etc., police brutality, colorism, these are topics that nobody really cares about because it's happening to the minority. Like, so I think it's one of them things where, as long as it means more minorities are going against each other, let's just not talk about it, let's just leave it as it is. I think that's what it is, to be honest.
No, you take the ugly one.
Monsters are feeling on the outside, they're beautiful, but their hearts need healing. For too long they've been told lies and it's got in their head. We should be raising our sisters up, but instead colouring culture being treated.
It's been a thing since way back, like let's say 200 years ago, where Thai girls just, we kind of put tangerine on our skin to make our skin lighter. And this is not because, you know, this is not because they were influenced by Western countries, but they believe that people who have lighter skin are like have more money and they don't have to work, basically. But people with darker skin, they have to work. That's why they get tan skin and darker skin, because they go outside and work. That was how it all started, from having like negative opinions on darker skin.
Colorism in the Asian community is also prone to anti-blackness as well at the same time. So if you're Indian, you can be very dark, sort of like Sri Lankan looking skin tone, and you can also be very, very light. But that also comes with it a sense of anti-blackness. For example, immigrants and stuff are often abused in India, so I feel like it's all one in the same colour. I feel like colorism is a form of anti-blackness. Even in the black community, it's just internalised. So I would say it is sort of a form of racism within the Asian community or any other community.
Honestly, I've come to realise that actually I'm a beautiful woman. It's such a generic thing to say, it's such a cheesy thing to say, especially someone who's very much dictated by insecurity. So I like to try and put that aside and understand that actually, no, it's not about the colour of my skin that doesn't make me beautiful one day. It might be the fact that I don't like my makeup, that I don't think I'm as pretty as the next day, but it's nothing, it will never be anything to do with my skin colour. I'll never ever turn around and say that I wish I was lighter, I wish I was darker, I wish I was this, I wish I was that, because I'm actually very happy in the skin that I'm in. I
started to slowly understand that this is who I am. Like I can't change who I am. Like I'm not ever going to be a white person. I'm not ever going to be a light-skinned person. I'm not ever going to be anything other than a black girl, and I'm okay with that.
These girls ain't gotta change your minds and your views that we gotta rearrange. People switching up more than the seasons. They be lying but still you believe them. Think the best in everybody cause you're decent, but you can't trust snakes nor pleasing. Didn't matter about shade, why is any man saying I prefer my girl mixed race? You two are the same. Stop talking cause and pain, take that shallow out your brain. Forget the emotion, I'm is my man.